What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're finally going to be getting the front radiator support painted and ready to go back in the car. I know in the last video I showed you guys mocking it up. I showed the radiator and stuff mounted to it. Today we just got done cleaning it up. This is Connor's E30 sitting right out here, but we just got finished cleaning up this, degreasing it and getting it ready for paint. It's been out here in the sun for a while to finish drying just a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and paint it. This is Rust-Oleum's automotive primer. It's a plane flying over. I don't know how loud that is for you guys, but I'm going to use the rest that I've got in here. Probably end up having to go pick up one more can of it to get this finished, but we're going to lay down probably 2 coats of primer first, and then we will go back with the Nardo Gray over the top of it. But I want to give you guys an update, show you guys where we're at starting out so far, just so you guys can see it cleaned up, ready to go before we start painting. We have just got it all primed. I did use a little bit different primer this time because they didn't have the primer that I used for the rest of the bay. So this is a little bit darker gray. It's almost like a greenish color. So I really hope that it doesn't mess up the Nardo that I spray over the top of it. Worst case scenario, it can be redone, but you also hardly see any of this. This will be all covered by the radiator, the front. You don't really see behind the bumpers and things. Really, the main reason I painted it was to be able to get this across here and then this side painted. That stuff will be seen when it's in the bay, so I wanted that to match rather than have the white on that and then the Nardo Gray for the rest of the bay. So like I said, with everything else pretty much being covered, you won't even be able to tell from the outside of the car that I painted that. So I definitely wanted it to match the engine as opposed to the outside of the car. But it is primed. We're giving it just a couple of minutes out here, and then once we give it these last couple of minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and take out the Nardo Gray, get it sprayed on. I really want to be able to finish this today so that I can give it enough dry time so that this upcoming week I can go ahead, permanent mount it in the bay, and start mounting the radiator, intercooler, all that stuff permanently. All right, it is all sprayed. Guys, it isn't completely perfect. Again, I should have taken out those bushings and the little rubber mounts for the bottom of the radiator. That kind of stuff isn't seen. The whole thing was already painted. It was in okay shape. I really just needed it to be the top decent, which I cleaned the top really well. I pulled everything out, and then the bottom I just kind of needed to match just so that if you happen to see any little cracks or anything, it was still great. But this is all done. I think that the Nardo Gray on this turned out pretty decent too. I'll probably wait for it to dry just a little bit, and then I will take it and bring it out into the sun, because I actually have not seen this color out in the sun at all because it's only been on the engine bay. I have not been able to take it back outside because it's been in the shop the entire time. So we will let this dry just a little bit, and I'll probably end up taking it out, letting you guys see it out in the sun, and then bringing it back inside, letting it dry for the next day or so before we go ahead and mount anything else to it, just so that we don't mess up the paint that has just been starting to cure. All right, you guys, I've let this dry for about an hour or so now and brought it out into the sun. It's dry to the touch, so probably be pretty similar to this color when it is fully cured. And guys, I'm actually really happy with the turnout of this gloss Nardo Gray. So it is still a little bit more flat color, but it is definitely glossier. I do have a satin clear that I'm probably going to spray over the top of this here shortly as well. But definitely wanted to be able to see that, and I'm definitely happy with that. So now that this is sat for about how long it needs to, it's tacked up, it's pretty good. I will probably spray a little bit of this clear on it. It is I say it's a satin clear. It may not be, it may be a gloss clear. So let's come in here and check that out, see what it is, it's the same stuff that I used in the bay of the car. So it will turn out the same. Trying to get as close of a look as possible. It is this engine enamel. It is a gloss clear. So we're gonna go ahead, spray a coat or two of this on there, get it looking as good as we can, curing just a little bit longer, and then probably everything I'm gonna be able to do today. It is the 4th of July, so even though you guys are probably watching this a little ways down the road from now, I think there's probably 2 videos from now. I hope you guys did enjoy your 4th of July. I've got some plans with my wife after this, so this will be the last thing that we do today, but then I will see you guys tomorrow to get a little bit more stuff done on here. We are back. The radiator support has fully cured and is back in the car now. So we do have it just really loosely bolted in place. Show you guys this, that the brackets are just bolt and nut. One bolt here, that nut didn't quite fit behind it. And then the same thing over on this corner, nut and bolt, nut and bolt. And the front is still loose. But I wanted to fit it again with it being the Nardo gray color, see how it looked. And then I will also be riv nutting this actually. So we've got this pack of these riv nuts that fit inside of these drilled out holes. And it is gonna be going in all of these. So all the holes that I had to drill out to take out this support, I'm gonna go ahead and put a riv nut in, put a bolt through. I do think I'm gonna have to order a little bit more hardware. I've got enough riv nuts, but not quite enough bolts to be able to go back in it. So we're gonna do that to be able to secure the top of this as best we can. There's some people that don't like to do this removable core support because they say that it makes it too weak in case of an accident. It'll just crush too easily. So there is a little bit of concern. I mean, it is welded rather than bolted from the factory, but by the time that we're done with it, we're gonna have a lot of hardware back in it. It should be just as strong as it was from the factory. So we are going to take this stuff all back off here and then put riv nuts in all of these bolt holes. I wanted first to be able to kind of flatten out some of these pieces. It got a little bit beat up as it's been out of the car. I'm gonna just flatten it down as close as I can so that it's easier to reinstall once the riv nuts are on. I also have got the hardware to be able to mount the intercooler a little bit better. So before I take this off, I am gonna test fit the intercooler one more time. So the next time that you guys see this, we should be riv nutted in place and should have the intercooler and everything mounted back up. All right, you guys, we are finally back. I know this seems real quick for you guys, but it has been probably about 2 weeks now since I filmed a clip for this video. So I have been working as much as I can, but it has been so insanely hot here. I mean, we've been 97 degrees with 80-something% humidity. So it's been nearly impossible to get into the shop and work very long. So it's been really short days anytime that I've been here. It finally cooled down. We're in the 80s today, so I was able to get out here and get a ton of work done this evening. So I know I told you guys in the last clip that I was gonna come back when everything up on the front here was mounted. And that is finally done. I am gonna show you guys this, but I am really pushing hard that I want the next video on this car to be it starting. I've had enough videos of the build for this thing and we still have so much left to do, but I am so ready to be able to hear this thing fire up. I know you guys should be too, and so I don't want to keep dragging it out. So it may take me just a little bit longer to get the videos out, but I do hope to be able to get it started in the next one. So right here, I will run you guys through everything that has happened. We have got the front radiator support is fully mounted in place. You can see we've got all the hardware here. We've got hardware up inside of here on both sides, as well as underneath here, holding all of it together. And it is super sturdy. Like I stood on it, I shook it around, I tried to get it to move, and it was solid on there. So I am not concerned whatsoever about the way that it's mounted. I have also got the radiator in place. It is going to be coming in and out just a couple more times, so not everything's hard mounted. I need to finish running a little bit of the wiring behind here. The reason I've got to run it behind here, like I showed you guys in the past, I was going to run the wiring harness through the fender, and that is exactly what we did. It is run out and around here along the outside and then back in right here. We do need to find something to be able to put up behind this to not let this edge cut through this wire. I did sand this down so it is smooth. I'm not cutting myself inside of here, but I would like something there just to make sure that it doesn't cut. I've got everything ran. This is the charge piping that comes up. I trimmed this plastic so that it can just barely tuck right up inside of that piece and run up. We're gonna have to cut this flange off because this is for the factory air box, which we are not running. And we're just gonna weld a short piece of aluminum in line to be able to get to this coupler to get into the intake. But that is in place. This little cover is on. We've got the hood pop ran through the back here, and then I've got the wiring tucked up underneath. The only bit of the wiring that you see is this little bit right here that runs behind or between the radiator and the intercooler right here, and then pops back out. And I'm still going to do a little bit more with this, so it should be a little bit cleaner. There's some wiring for the AC that we're not going to be running right now that I have tied up and tucked up behind here, so I need to zip that up better and secure it in place. But the only thing that we really need is going to be this one headlight, potentially in the future the side marker right here. But I do have the wire for that right over here. I just may need to extend it just a couple of inches to get it to reach now that we've done the entire wiring tuck. But the entire wiring harness is run, and this is everything that you see. This sensor right here is going to be an intake air temp, and that's going to be run right up underneath the bottom here. I still need to shorten those wires, but I have not gotten to that quite yet. But I really wanted to update you guys. We have made a ton of progress, even though it is in a pretty similar spot looks wise in the last clip that you guys saw. There's been a ton of stuff that has had to happen to get it back to this point, because you guys, this is final assembly. This is everything going back together for, you know, hopefully anyway, the last time. And the pieces like the front radiator support and the intercooler and these pieces, they will not be coming off again unless I absolutely have to take them off for something. So we're going to be running the rest of the charge piping. We're going to be securing the wiring harness all the way through the inside of here. We will be mounting the couple of clips. The one thing I didn't show you guys, I don't think, the oil cooler, I ended up running down, kind of tucked inside of here between the intercooler and the radiator. It was going to be the best spot for it. CX Racing's bracket does let you mount it down here if you want, but my oil cooler is too large. So I figured it would be fine between the two of those. It's tucked nice. Coming off of my oil filter housing, I've got my Dash 10 AN lines that come and run through. We are going to secure these down a little bit better to make sure that they do stay away from the downpipe. But we do have the oil cooler lines ran, so all of this stuff is becoming permanent and finalized for final assembly and startup. So we're gonna get those things done. We may go ahead and throw the fenders back on the car just to make it look a little bit more complete, and we'll see where we're gonna go from there. Right now, that's kind of the next plan. I've got a little checklist that I have been marking off as I've been going, so that I can keep up with everything that needs to be done before this thing is ready to start. So we do probably have a couple more weeks until it's gonna be, but we're getting so close at this point. So I want to be able to show you guys this update before I continue, since there has been a lot that's happened. You guys will probably see 1 or 2 more clips of this before I end this video out, because I do want to get out an update. I know it's been, I think, 2 or maybe 3 weeks at this point. So I am wanting to be able to get this out. So that is probably about where we're gonna get to. I'll be here tomorrow and trying to finish this out as well. But huge progress. I am getting super excited to be able to see this. I hope you guys are too. I will get back with you guys here in just a bit. All right, it's the next day. I've finally gotten, I think, everything that we're gonna put into this video in this one. I went ahead and I'll show you guys, drilled out the small little spots that the bolts go that hold the front radiator support. There's just one bolt that gets in the way on both sides. So I drilled that out and I was able to mount the fenders. Now this one is loosely mounted because we do have to take it off one more time because I have to run the wiring for the electric fan. And I'm gonna run that through the fender as well. But I wanted to get it on to test fit it, make sure everything looked right, and it does. The passenger side is fully mounted in place. You can see all the screws all the way up. Got the screws on the inside. I don't have the fender liners yet, but it is hard mounted in place, and that should be the final time that that needs to come off of the car. Moving to the engine bay, I've got these little clips right here. As you guys can see, that is what is securing the oil cooler to the intercooler. Probably not 100% necessary as it is sandwiched in there and it's not gonna just fall out, but I wanted to make sure that it had something to kind of balance itself on so it didn't slide around and damage anything. We have also got the first bit of charge piping on. The turn down off of the turbo, come across into the intercooler, out of the intercooler, and then back up through the car into the bay right here. Now the reason we don't have more of it yet is this piece right here is the piece I was showing you guys needs to be lengthened. I did cut this, I measured it. We're gonna add 7 inches of straight pipe to that, which will then mount right up to this coupler and go into the intake. So we have done a lot. I'm getting really close. I also went ahead and terminated the rest of the alternator as well as the starter wiring. The only thing left to terminate is the wiring for the intake air temp, which is gonna go up underneath here. But I haven't done that one quite yet until I actually get the bung put in place, but we are so close. This is gonna be the end of this video for you guys. I am going to push as hard as I can, like I said, to make the next video a startup video. It may be another 2 weeks or so until you guys see that. Hopefully not too much longer than that. We are not too far away though. We're a little ways away from this thing actually driving and back on the road, but we are not too far away from being able to start it up and make sure that it runs and everything sounds okay now that we've taken the engine out of the car, redone everything, put it back in, rewired it, and now have a turbo kit on it. So I'm gonna be super excited to be able to see that. But that is gonna be everything for this video. I'm gonna keep trying to knock a little bit more out and show you guys in the next one. I thank you guys for watching. If you guys have stayed here to the end, click the like button, comment something. Just let me know what you guys may wanna be able to see with this car, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.